10. The question is 1 minute. Question number 10 is no. Question number 11. Define recursion. What are the procedures of recursion procedure? Write a recursive function for tower of an and factorial of a number. Today I'll be doing a about recursion and what's the procedures, and we'll be doing a factorial of a number, Fibonacci, and tower of an. So anyone know what do you mean by recursion? So first I'll be doing a basic of recursion, what I have done in the C, then I'll move on to the procedures and the program. So I've done before. What do you mean by recursion? Anyone? Yeah, function calling itself. It's known as recursion. In this we have two types of recursion. One is direct recursion and indirect recursion. For this, we'll take a simple this direct recursion. So whenever we are doing a recursion function, we need two basic things, two main things. One will be your base case, general case. We'll be dealing with two cases. One is the base case and general case. If you want to do any recursive program or if you want to write any recursion function, we need two things. One is base case and general case. So this is a simple example of recursion for recursion of a factorial. So the base case will be n is equal to 1. If it is true, return 1, else n is n into n factorial of n minus 1. 1 minute. Before this. So now it will how to create a recursive function for your factorial of a number. What is n 5 factorial? Anyone? 5 factorial means it's your 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. This is your 5 factorial. It's your 1 minute. One minute, 1 minute. Just a minute. Sorry for the interruption. Yeah. So now we'll see. For example, we'll take 3 factorial. The 3 factorial will be 3 into 2 into 1, which is equal to 6. 6 will be the answer. So for this, I would write a recursion function. So I'll write like this. So 3 factorial is equal to 2 factorial. Wait. For this, we write a recursive function. So I can write this 3 factorial is equal to 3 into 2 factorial. I can write like this. Similarly, next, I can write 2 factorial is equal to 2 into 1 factorial. Similarly, I can write as 1 factorial is equal to 1 into 0 factorial. So now tell me what is 0 factorial? Anyone? What is 0 factorial? 1. Yeah. So as I told, I'll be having base case and case for any of this thing. So now base case and general case. Base case it will be the last case here. After this, I can 0 factorial is the last one. After this, I cannot decompose the problem. So this 3 factorial I have decomposed like this. Now we will solve this. How to solve? Similarly, what will be this? Your 1 factorial will be is equal to what's your 1 into 0 factorial? Let's see, 1 into 1, which will be 1. Similarly, what will be your 2 factorial? 2 factorial will be 2 into, okay, 1 factorial will be 1, which is equal to 2. Similarly, what will be your 3 factorial? That's your 3 into, what's your 2 factorial is 2. That will be 6. So in this, I can take this as your general case, so base case, and any one of this I'll take as general case. So in general, I can tell as n factorial is equal to, I'll be having 2 things. 1, if n is equal to 0. So n factorial is equal to n into n minus 1 factorial. Otherwise, again this will be a this will be a base case and this will be a general case. So you can take anyone for this example. If you take anyone, for example, 2 factorial will be is equal to 2 into, let's show, 2 minus 1 factorial. It's similar to this line. It's a 2 into 1 factorial. So this will be the base case, this will be your general case. Any one of this I can use. Got it? Otherwise, if it's n fact, if n is equal to 0, it will be this. Other than 0, it will be like this. Or we can take as n is equal to 1 or 0. Here it will be 1, 0 or 1. It returns me 1. Otherwise, it returns me this thing. So here, this is a simple recursive function int fact of fact of int n. So if I take my input as 4, so it will be 24. So here if n is equal to 1, if it is true, return 1. If it is false, return n into fact of n minus 1. This factorial function, factorial, instead of this factorial symbol I have written as fact of n. That's your fact of int n. This one I have written as fact of n into n minus 1. N into n minus 1. So I'll show a complete program. So yeah, now this will be a recursion function and this will be a main function. If n is equal to 1, return 1. Else return n into n minus 1. Okay, we'll take this example as 3 only. I take my input as 3, my output should be 6. So yeah, this will be a main function, int n factorial, enter the number. Here I'll enter as 3. Next, factorial of 3. This 3 will be sent here to this function. The 3 I'll pass it here to this n. So n is equal to first time. If n is 3 is equal to 1, so it will be false. False means it returns me return n 3 into again fact of 3 minus 1. What's the 3 minus 1 here? 2. It will become 2. So again I am returning the same. Carefully here. Again I am calling the same function. This 2 will be passed here. Again the same function I will call. Again same thing. Again second time. If 2 is equal to 1. Again false. So it will be return 2 into fact of 2 minus 1. So this will be 1. Again I am calling the same function. Same function I am calling here. So third time it will be if 1 is equal to 1. Now the condition became true. Remember now the condition became true. So it returns me return 1. Where does this 1 return to? I am calling here. So it returns me here for this line. So this will be return 2 into instead of this fact of 1 I'll pass as 1. So this will be return 2. Where you will return this 2? This 2 will be returned to the previous function where I have called fact of 2. So yeah, it returns me return. So 3 into fact of 2 is 2, which will be 6. Now see here, return 6. Where does this return? Here. To this function it returns me fact of n. For this your 6 has been returned and you will get the output as factorial of, let's show n, num is equal to 6. This will be the output. This will be a output. Understood how this factorial function works? This is a factorial function and this is your this recursion function. This function is executed. So yeah, this entire function has been called 3 times here. When this condition is true, only then this 1 will return. Otherwise, this will be recursively calling the same function. This is a direct recursion. So I am calling the same function until I get return 1. This for n is equal to 3. So 1 to 2 times it has been executed. If it's n is equal to 5, n minus 1, 4 times this loop will be, this function will be executed. Understood this? Next one will go. Same thing. What do you mean by binomial coefficient? Anyone? Binomial coefficient. Let's show NCR. Yeah. What's the formula? NCR is equal to n factorial divided by n factorial into n minus r factorial. What's the meaning of this? NCR is equal to n factorial by n factorial. This is sorry, n factorial into n minus r by factorial. So sorry, n minus r into r factorial. So always there will be one condition. So see, this is your main function. I have took three variables n, r, and ncr. See, here I will be taking a n and r input. Always when you are entering, always your n should be greater than or equal to r. This is one of the most important condition in your binomial coefficient when you are giving the input. Always your n should be always greater than or equal to r. Otherwise, you will not get the output. Here, this I am calling the function fact of n minus r into fact of r. All these three are same functions which I have created here. The same function which we have. We will take my n value as 4. N value as 4. So my r value will be n value will be 4. My r value will be 2. Now I'll call the function. So fact of n is 4. Now first I have to calculate my fact of n. So what will be the fact of n? It's your 4 factorial. If I solve this, it's your 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. It will be, how much is your 4 factorial? It's your 24. Next, so you know how I got 24 here. If I want to show, I'll show. See here, first time, that's your if 4 is equal to 1, false. So return 4 into fact of 4 minus 1 factorial. Again, I am calling the same function next time. If it will be 3 is equal to 1, again false. So it will be return 3 into f of 3 minus 1. So again it will be 2. If 2 is equal to 1, again false. So return 2 into 2 minus 1, again false. So if 1 is equal to 1, true. See here, for the first time after your 4 time, so it will return 1. So this will be executed, return 1. So where does this 1 return? So this 1 returns to previous thing, this one. So here, what happens? It's your return. You return here 2 into 1. So where does this 2 return? It returns here. That's your 3 into 2. Here. Here it returns 3 into 2. That will be 6. So where does this 6 return? Here. It's your 4 into 6 is equal to 24. See, I got my 24. I got my fact of 4 is equal to 24. Similarly, fact of n minus 1. N minus r, that's your 4 minus 2 is 2. Fact of 2. What will be the fact of 2? Will you calculate fact of 2? First time I'll pass here 2. So it will be same thing. If 2 is equal to 1, false. So return 2 into 2, fact of 2 minus 1. So again, if second time 1 is equal to 1, return 1. So where does this one return? It returns to previous pair. It will be equal to return 2 into 1, which is equal to 2. So my fact of this is 2. So finally this line, it's your NCR, which I have written here, will be fact of 4 divided by fact of 4 minus 2 into factor of r. What's your r? R is 2. So it will be equal to factor of 4 is equal to 24 divided by factor of 2. Factor of 2 is 2. 2 into factor of 2 is also 2. It will be 24 divided by 4. How much? 6. So your NCR will be equal to 6. This is how your binomial coefficient program works. Would it? Okay. We go to the next topic. Now these are notes. In the notes as it is, I have given everything. See, I have explained. For your 10th question is right. What do you define recursion? Direct, indirect. What do you mean by base case? These are the procedure. Base case, general case. So in general case, you have to know what are the things, and this is the example for your recursion. This is the program. Next will be Fibonacci series. What do you mean by Fibonacci? Anyone? Tell me what do you mean by Fibonacci series? What do you mean by Fibonacci? Sum of previous two numbers. Correct. Sum of previous two numbers means 0, 1 will be your first number. 0, 1 will be your first number. So 0, 1, 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3. 3 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. It will be going on. This is your Fibonacci series. For this, I write a recursive function. So here initially I'll be having the first two numbers will be 0 and 1 here, and Italy explained here. So here f of n is a function. The first number will be 0 if n is equal to 0. It will be 1. Second number if n is equal to 1. Otherwise, I'll be having f of n minus 1 plus f of n minus 2. So if I take n is equal to 4. If I take my n is equal to 4, what will be my output? It will be 0, 1, 1, 2. This will be the output. That's your, this will be 0, 1, 2, 3 means n minus 1. So if I take this one as n minus 1 means this one. First element plus second element will be this. This how, see the functions. If n is equal to 0, return 0. If my n is equal to 1, return 1. Else return f is equal to n minus 1 plus n minus 2. So we'll execute this for n is equal to 4. I'll show how it's executed. We'll see how this program is executed. We'll trace the program. We'll take an example. We'll take an example of this. So my n is equal to 4. So next Fibonacci numbers. For I is equal to 0, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus. Printf fib of percentage is equal to fib of percentage g is equal to fib of I. What is this I? I starts from 0. So first time I is equal to 0. I is equal to 0. 0 less than 4. It's true. So you will print fib of n minus 1. It's your fib of I. Here I am calling a recursion function. What's your I? 0. If I pass 0 here, what it will print? FIB of percentage d. First one I will be 0. So it will print in this order is equal to, I'll pass I is 0. When I pass 0 here to this function, see here, when I pass 0 to this function, it will give, this condition will become true. N is 0 is equal to 0, return 0. So it returns me 0 here. So it will print 0 here. Got it? Next, similarly, increment your I value. Second time, when I is equal to 1, what happens? I'll tell. When, so first we'll see what happens when I is equal to 1. So again, one less than 4, less than or equal to 4, true. Again, printf fib of, now your I value will be changed. Your I is 1 now. Is equal to fib of I 1. When I pass 1, what happens? When I pass 1 here, this will be false, this will be true, return 1. So you return 1. So when you return 1, it will print as fib of 1 is equal to 1. So this is your first element, this is your second element. Okay, similarly next we'll see increment I value. Now my I value will be I is equal to 2. So 2 less than or equal to 4, true. So it will be next printf fib of my I value is 2 is equal to, now what happens here? Here I am passing 2. So when I pass 2 to this function, what happens? This will be false, this will be false, return. Now see carefully. What happens here? Return f of n minus 1. It's your 4 minus 1 plus f of 4 minus 2. This will be return f of 4 minus 1 is 3 plus f of 4 minus 2 is 2. Now again I am calling the same function. What will be f of 3? What will be f of 3? Again, look back here. So it will be again 3. Again I will be decomposing this problem. This one f of 3 will be, f of 3 will be is equal to f of, now n value is that one. 3 minus 1 plus f of 3 minus 2. Again this will be f of 2. Again I'll write f of 2. F of 2 will be equal to f of 2 minus 1 plus f of 2 minus 2. Now see here, this will be, here also I need to calculate here. Whenever I'll be calculating this, I have to calculate f of 2, this one I'm decomposing here. Next this one I'm decomposing here. What will be f of 2? See here, f of 2 will be f of 1. F of 1 plus is equal to f of 1 plus f of 0. So you know what do you mean by f of 1 and f of 0? Here, if f of 0 is 0, f of 1 is 1. So this will be equal to here 1 plus 1 and 0. 1 plus 0. So your f of 2 will be 1. So finally I got f of 2 is equal to 1. Now I have to calculate f of 3. So what will be f of 3? This will be a f of 3 means 1 plus f of 2. F of n minus 1 is 1. That will be 2. It will be 2 plus 1 is 3. Got it? So it will be f of 0 will be 0, f of 2 will be 1. So what will be f of 3? F of 3 will be 2 plus 1, which is equal to 3. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. The first 4 elements I got here. This is how we use a recursion function. Got it? Understood? Fibonacci series and factorial of a number, everyone understood? Yes or no? So next one is very, very important topic, tower of Hanoi. Before going to that, I want this to be clarified. If you have any doubts, tell me, I'll explain once again. And next topic is very, very important. Every time they have asked in the exam for 6 to 8 marks, tower of Hanoi. So we'll move to the next topic, tower of Hanoi. Before that, I'll show one thing. Just a minute. I'm sharing the screen. Okay. Anyone know what do you mean by tower of Hanoi? Have you studied before or have you realized anywhere? Anyone? Okay. See ya. Tower of Hanoi is a problem. See, we'll be having 3 pegs. Pegs means it's a, I think everyone the screen is visible. This is very, very important topic. Please everyone listen here. See ya. Tower of Hanoi. So I'll be having three towers. Let's show A, B, and C. Next, I'll be having a discs. These are the discs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will be a disk. This is the initial setup of your tower of Anai. So what is my problem means? Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 discs. I need all these 6 discs to be placed in a. Here I'll be having three things. This will be a source, and this will be a destination, and this will be a temporary destination. So I want all this to be placed in your destination in the same order. In the same order. But I have few conditions. At a time I can move a single disk only. At a time I can move only a single disk. And the second condition is only I cannot place your larger disk on your smaller disk. But I can place your smaller disk on your larger disk. These are the two very important conditions. The first condition is only a single disk can be moved at a time to the temporary destination, and I cannot place a larger disk on your smaller disk. This is your condition. Got it? See here the rules. So suppose three pegs. We have three pegs. Pegs means these are the tower labeled A, B, C given, and suppose peg A is finite number of disks and decreases size of the placed. The object of the game is to move the disk from peg A to C using your peg B as an auxiliary or temp. So the two rules which I have told. Excuse me. The first rule is only one disk can move at a time, and only the top disk of any peg can be moved to the any peg. Only a top disk can be moved. At no time of longer disk can be placed on your smaller disk. These are two very important things. So we can write like this. So we will be writing a few statements. We can write A to B as, so from A to B means moving the top disk of peg A to peg B. This is we write a statement. So I'll show how this is done. See here, there is one more thing. See now. Okay. So this thing before this, okay. Yeah, I'll be taking 3. So if I take as 6, it will be confused. So I'll take as 3. Wait 1 minute. Yeah. Wait a moment. Okay. Just a moment. Okay. So this will be your A. This will be your B. And this will be your C. You are building a single line. This is your disk 1. This is your disk 2. And this is your disk 3. Assume I have 3 disks. So my n value will be 3. Got it? So now I'll be, that's your A to B, and see, whenever I change this disk, I'll be writing as A to B, denoting moving the top disk of peg A to peg B. Now I have to write an algorithm in such a way that all these 1, 2, 3 disks should be moved to the destination. So how to move? Here I can write here like this. See, first one as A2. I'll be using 2 only here because I don't have A2. First disk, this is smaller to B. Next, move C. This will be a disk 1. So okay, I'll write as this only. I moved disk 1 here. Here I moved disk 2. So this will be your disk 1, 2 and 3. So this one I have moved to C and this one I have moved to 2. Now what I do? But in my destination I should have 1, 2, 3 here. Finally my output should be here in C 3, 2, 1. This should be my final C. So see here, so only I am reading like this. Later I'll show the pictorial representation, animation, everything and all. Now A to C I have done. Next I have large one here. Next move. I'll be moving this disk 2. So I have told smaller one. I'll be moving B to C, not C to B. See here. I have told disk one is in B. It is smaller one. So I am moving from C. Yeah, sorry, correct. C to B. Yeah, next I'm moving disk 1. So in your B now I'll be having disk 1 and disk 2. Now what's the next move? Anyone? What's the next move? It will be from A to C. That's your disk 3. Yeah, disk 3. Now what's the next part? Again B to A. I'll be moving disk 1, the smaller one. Now it will be like this. I'll show a pictorial representation. In this situation, it will be like this. Here you will be having 2 disks and you will be having larger disk. Again, no here. Again it will shift here. After this, your disk 1 will be from B to A. So now again, what will be a final disk? So D3 from A to C. Now I'll be shifting B to C disk 2. B to C disk 2. Now where's your disk 1? Next from A to C disk 1. This is my final conclusion. Understood? Here I'll show. Just I'll play one animation video. I'll show how it runs. Just a moment. Just a moment. Just a moment. I think everyone's screen is visible. My presentation is here. Okay. As I told, I'll take 3. Everyone is visible now. Which all I have explained now. See here, tower 1, tower A, tower B, and tower C. So yeah, I have disk 1 is blue, disk 2 is yellow, and disk 3 is purple. See here, first I am moving A to C. So A to B. Next A to C, disk 1, disk 2. Now your from B to C, disk 1. Now this A to B, larger disk. Now again from C to A, your smaller disk. Next this C to B, your larger disk. Now again what you will do? Again A to B. I got. So this one I use in the middle. This one I use in the middle. What it? This will be here. So how many moves I did? Can you tell anyone? So number of moves for disk 3 is 7. What it? So if you take as 4, yeah, see. If I take as 4, for example, okay, reset. You take as 4, start. See, one move. So A to C. Next, A to B. This is my temporary storage, which I have told. This tower C. Tower C will be my temporary storage. So here, now, again this will be C. This smaller one can be placed in any bigger one. But I can never place a bigger one on the top of smaller one. Again, this will be moved here, here, Next again this one big to this, and the smaller one to here, here only B, and this again this bigger one here. Again move this smaller one to smaller one here. Next this temporary storage to the destination. Now this upper one will be moved to the temporary storage. Next this to your destination, and finally the smaller disk to the destination. So here I have done for 15 moves. So can anyone tell what will be the how many moves for your 5? So we have one formula. So everyone got this, no? When I share this, I can't write in the screen. See here. It's your, it will be 2 power n minus 1, the number of moves. Here number of moves will be 2 power n minus 1. Here for n is equal to 3, it will be 2 power 3. That's your 3 into 2 into 2 into 2 minus 1. So it's equal to 7. So when n is equal to 4, as I told, 2 power 4 means 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 minus 1. How much? That's your 16 minus 1 is 15. So this, the number of moves will be 2 power n minus 1. See. So disk ABC, as I told. So first time, I'll be moving disk A to the upper one, green disk to your C, peg 1. Next, top disk from peg A, that's your blue color, will be to B. So now, when I be in this step, it will be all the three will be ABC, disk 1, disk 2 and disk 3. Next, what I should do? I'll be moving from B to C. So as I told, I cannot move A or B to the C because the main condition is I can never place larger disk on smaller disk, but a smaller disk can be placed on the larger disk. So I'll move this C to B. This is the step. Got it? Next, what I'll do? I'll move this A to the C. Here, peg A to peg C. It will be moved. Got it? Next, what I'll do? Next, this after this step, what I should do? I'll be moving B to A. This smaller one will be moved to this A, like this. Next, peg B to peg C. So this second ladder will be moved to this destination. Next, this A will be moved to the destination. Understood, everyone? So in other words, second ladder n is equal to 3, A of C, A of B, C of B, A of C, B of A, B of C and B of C. The complete solution for tower of 1i problem n is equal to 1 and 2 will be A into C. Got it? This is the procedure you need to write. So always your n minus 1 disk will be moved from A to B, and top disk will be moved from A to C, and n minus 1 from B to C. So this is your tower of 1i. Any doubts in this logic? Everyone understood? I want the reply. Yes or no? I'll be sharing this video, PPTs, everything to your mail. See ya. We'll ask to explain tower of 1i in your assignment 12th question. This will be the answer. You have to write this, and I have explained here. The same initial values. You can take n is equal to 3. I don't want 4. You can take, it will be simple. This is your source, destination, and your temporary. The final state will be this. You can show first state and final state. Otherwise, if you can show all the stages. And this is the move. Step 1, move n minus 1 from source to temp and end to your source to destination, and move n minus 1 disk from temp to destination. You should write this. Which all disk? You can take the example of 4 or 3 and you should write this in the same way in your exam. Got it? And this code I'll be explaining in the next class with the execution. So now everyone type your USN numbers and be ready. I'll call the attendance. You can answer attendance USN 1. Just a minute. Wait, I'll call one by one. I'll call. Wait. Just a minute. Okay, USN 1 present, 2 present, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 absent, 8.
7 present, sir.
Why you are not messaging then?
Sir, my phone hanged.
Okay, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 27, absent, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 34, absent, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 39, 39, 40, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 39%. What were you doing, man? Wait. Still I'm in 45. When I call, you should put. Otherwise, I won't mark attendance. 39%, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46%, 48, 14, 50. 50, 51, 52, 53, 53. So when I call, you should know what we're doing. Wait a minute. 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 80 absent, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 89, 90, 91, 92, 90 is also absent. 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 97, 98, 97 absent, 98, 99, 100, 100, 101, 102, 102 absent, 103,